Hey, Duke, why is this five-star rookie losing playing time in Duke's rotation? Is this five-star recruit underperforming lately? What now? Before the news, subscribe to the channel to receive more updates. There are times when a team's growth can be measured less by individual brilliance and more by how the surrounding pieces begin to fit together. Duke basketball is experiencing exactly that point in the season. The away game against Louisville, built from an overwhelming second half, was more than just an impressive result against a ranked opponent. It was a clear portrait of a roster that is beginning to understand its own limits, its strengths, and above all, its hierarchies. After an uncomfortable first half, in which the team went to the locker room allowing 48 points, something rare this season, Duke returned to the court with a different level of intensity. Defensive control, cleaner offensive execution, and collective maturity transformed an adverse scenario into a convincing victory. The final score reflected not only talent, but also game reading and adaptability, hallmarks that Jon Scheyer has been trying to instill since the beginning of his tenure. What stood out most in this performance, however, was not just the dominant presence of Cameron Boozer, who once again led the team with authority. The game showed something perhaps even more relevant in the long term: the depth of the roster. Isaiah Evans took on an offensive leadership role in decisive moments. Caleb Foster had his best night in a Duke jersey, and Dame Sarr was fundamental in neutralizing Louisville's leading scorer in the second half. It was a victory that made it clear how dangerous Duke can be when it doesn't depend exclusively on a single cog in the machine. This process of collective maturation, however, brings inevitable consequences. As the rotation consolidates and some players gain confidence in regular minutes, others begin to feel the impact of this new balance. And that's precisely where a question arises that has been sparking curiosity among fans and analysts. Why has one of the most hyped rookies on the roster, a five-star recruit, been appearing less and less on the court? At the beginning of the season, this player was a constant presence. Even coming off the bench, he was part of the backbone of the rotation, contributing significant minutes, participating in important games, and even starting in certain situations. His profile seemed perfectly fit with the idea of a versatile Duke team, with multiple formations and the ability to alternate styles within the same game. But the scenario changed. With the rise of other young players, tactical adjustments, and the need to maximize the team's immediate impact, his minutes began to decrease, not due to lack of potential, nor due to technical distrust, but due to a combination of factors, including recent performance, collective fit, and the specific moment of the season. In more recent games, this rookie has spent long periods on the bench, entered the game little, shot less, and seen his role gradually, almost silently reduced. For a roster with the depth and talent of the current Duke basketball team, this type of situation is almost inevitable. In one of the strongest recruiting classes in the country, not everyone manages to maintain immediate prominence. Some mature in the spotlight. Others need to follow a more patient path, absorbing the system, adjusting details, and waiting for the right opportunity to reclaim their place. It is in this context that the mystery becomes clear. The five-star rookie who is beginning to risk losing his place in the rotation, despite all his talent, game intelligence, and defensive potential, is Nick Kamenia. Still very young, inserted in a competitive and rapidly evolving roster, he faces a decisive moment in his Duke career. More than a sign of regression, this phase may represent the beginning of a deeper maturation process, one that often separates immediate promises from players ready to leave a lasting mark on the program. I want to hear your opinion.